I'm John Ashley Reese with New Urban Forestry, and we're going to be talking about chainsaw maintenance. Now that it's springtime and we dug our chainsaw out from below the Christmas decorations in the basement, we want to make sure that we have all the cobwebs knocked off and all the rats' nests have fallen out. We know last fall, before you put your chainsaw up for the winter, you dumped all your fuel out and you ran your carburetor dry. But don't worry if you didn't, your carburetor is going to be gummed up and your chainsaw is not going to start this spring. It's kind of like last year when you rode the horse and you put them up wet. The best remedy that we have found for homeowners to not have a gummed up chainsaw is to buy some pre-mixed fuel. Steel makes a high quality product that you can run in your 540 XP or your 550 XP Husqvarna. This stuff is ethanol free, high octane fuel. It also lasts longer in your saw, where if you didn't dump your fuel, your carburetor's probably not going to be gummed up. The most important part about chainsaw maintenance is knowing your own chainsaw. Today we have a 540 XP made by Husqvarna. We want to go ahead and pull the top cover off. That's where our air filter is located. One important thing to do before you pull your air filter is go ahead and set your choke on. That keeps the debris out of your carburetor. Go ahead and pull your cover off. Pull your air filter. We can go ahead and blow it out. One thing we don't want to do is use compressed air to blow your air filter out. Couple taps, air filter's clean. Second thing is go ahead and pull that spark plug out. We want to make sure that it's not gummed up. If it is, use a little bit of sandpaper and a wire brush to clean it all the way out. Before we get to sharpening our chain, we want to make sure that our bar is free and clear of debris. We also want to make sure that our power head and cover are also clear of debris. We've taken apart this 540 XP. What we want to do is we want to make sure that all of your areas in here are free and clear of the debris. This is your oiler. We want to make sure it's clear. We want to make sure that all your nuts and bolts are tight. What we also want to do is make sure that our bar is clean. The chain rides in this groove right here. We want to take a chainsaw tool and make sure that groove is free and clear of the debris. We also want to make sure that your cover is clear also of the debris. Now that we got our chainsaw back together, free and clear of all the debris, we want to make sure that we have proper chain tension. This is not proper chain tension. We've made sure that our chain is going the correct way so that we can make cuts. What we want to do is we want to make sure their nuts are a little loose. We want to come in and we want to tighten up the tensioning screw. We want to make sure that we can see sunlight between 3 of the links right there. That is proper chain tension. Next thing we want to do is make sure that we tighten up our nuts. Don't want to lose a nut in the field, because it took forever for this blind squirrel to find a nut. So the next important thing in your springtime saw maintenance is to make sure that your chainsaw is nice and sharp. That way you can cut through all those nails that you put in the tree to hold your bird feeder up. So we need 3 tools to sharpen. Our round file, which is going to sharpen our cutter teeth. Our flat file, which is going to reduce the height of our rakers. Our raker guide, but most importantly, a popsicle. Now that we've chosen the proper size file, we're ready to sharpen our chainsaw chain. But first and foremost, we need to go over the anatomy of a chainsaw chain. You have cutter teeth, which is right here, and you have rakers, which are right in front of the cutter tooth. The rakers help determine how much bite the cutter tooth has. So it's very important to not only sharpen the cutter teeth, but to also pay attention to the height of your rakers. You want to follow the guide line on the back of the cutter tooth. That guide helps you get the correct angle of 30 degrees. A file is a one-way tool, kind of like a chainsaw is a right-handed tool. You want to do about 5 passes on each tooth, pushing the file. One cool thing about a chainsaw handle is that is a 30-degree angle. It will help you get the correct sharpening angle. Now that we've sharpened all 742,501 teeth on this homeowner chain, we're ready to knock down our rakers. Take your raker guide, set it on top of the cutter tooth, and push the file across, reducing the height of the rakers. Another piece of plastic in there.